There we are. Right. We are here live, ready to go. Andy B and Stephen. And we will be, I was going to say Andy D, but that's that your Stephen D.
Andy B and Stephen D here in the studio.
Yeah, Andy B and Stephen D. I'm just trying to fix something up here. There we go. Just fixing the problem. There we are. Right. Yeah, Andy B and Stephen D will be here. We'll be chatting about some stuff. We've got some news, and it's also our second birthday, so we're going to be looking at that as well. So don't go away. Right, so we are coming back for... Do you want some chat?
Some chat. Oh, I've got it all here.
Well, you got everything?
Yeah.
You don't want the, like, you know, facts and figures and...
Oh, I suppose I need that.
That would be useful.
Yes.
And you don't want the news?
I've got all that.
Wow, you're, like, ahead of me and everything. Don't need that either. Okay, fine. Okay, righty-ho. I'm all, you know, not prepared enough. That was LZ7 with The Greatest Day, and the greatest day of history ever happened, of course. Maybe the second greatest day in history. Okay, one of the greatest days in history ever was when Pure247 Radio became a living, breathing thing.
Well, yeah.
It's got to be, surely. You can't say no to that.
Well, I was just disputing whether it was a living, breathing thing.
Well, it's something.
It's something, yes.
Yeah.
And on the 1st of September 2023, as you say, one of the greatest days out there is when it launched.
I would say definitely. Now, what are we doing today then?
So we usually meet up and review some of the stories I talked about on the late lunch, but since we've had a week of celebrating birthday stuff, we ought to get into that.
But the biggest problem I have is there's no chocolate.
Yes, I was rather put out by that. Basically, we bought a tub of chocolates and we talked about the possibility that it wouldn't last the whole week. And unsurprisingly, it didn't last the whole week.
No, I know that JoJo's popped out for some bits of food and stuff. I'm hoping that when she returns to the studio, that will be rectified.
Yes, there's hope, yeah.
There is hope. There's always hope. There's a right bit more than hope, Mr. Frodo. Right, so what we do now, thankful things. What are you thankful for? Do you know my brain today? So, I know this is supposed to be you and me time, but I saw my cardiologist yesterday. This is the lady that operated on my heart last year. She was inside my heart whilst looking at me, and I was looking back at her because I was conscious. There's an interesting thought. Not her hand, but a tubey thing with a burny thing on it. Anyway. So I went to see her yesterday because I've been struggling with the medication, and what it means in real terms is I can't physically walk, and this is relevant to the show. I'll tell you why in a minute. I couldn't walk very well. Not having an ability to walk, but I'd get to like 20, 30 yards. I'd have to have a stop. And she said when I saw her yesterday, "Oh, because you're out of breath." No, I said. "Oh, well, because you're feeling a bit low and tired." No, I've got bags of energy. I just physically can't walk any further because my heart won't beat any faster. Well, that's not normal. Yes, I know that. That's why I'm back with you. So she's taken me off one of the medications that she suspects might be slowing my heart too far, which is its job, but it's maybe gone a bit too much. So I actually came up to the stairs to the studio a little bit late because I was dealing with something with Nathan with a new design for a new t-shirt. I didn't run up the stairs because I'm not doing that yet. I'm being very sensible and slow. But I came up the stairs and I thought, I'm not out of breath. And it was quite a shock because normally when I come upstairs, I'm out of breath.
So it's positive.
It's positive. The headaches suck. I've had these before. It's part and parcel of coming off the medication. It really, really sucks. But I've had it before. I had it last week when I'd had enough and I came off the meds for a few days. Exactly the same. I had this very medication going back, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I had exactly the same as I came off that one. So yeah, none of that is unsurprising, but they do suck a bit. It's like this revolving headache that sort of moves around and it's really unpleasant. And because I can't take tablets on a good day, I don't take paracetamol. I just have to deal with the pain because my body can't cope with it, which is why trying to find medication that works in tablet form is a bit of an issue. I thought I should touch on that, but I wanted to say thank you to my Jojo who came with me. I was very nervous, very anxious, and she sat with me and she spoke up for me when I didn't know how to speak properly because I was getting a bit nervous. I don't really do hospitals. But it was not too bad a day in the end. So I'm thankful for Joe coming with me. I am thankful. Well, you can do one of yours.
What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for, well, the chocolates were nice when they were here, whilst they lasted. That was definitely something I'm thankful for.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, they were good until they ran out.
Yeah.
I am thankful for, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for the studio, actually, because everything's working. We've got 2 working computers, we've got webcams, and it's all good. And a working mixing desk. So I'm thankful for this amazing setup we now have.
Absolutely. I'm also thankful for the cake that we had in the week.
Cake was good.
It was, yeah.
Cake was very, very good. We like the cake a lot.
Really go wrong with cake. I mean, you could really burn it, but basically cake is quite a forgiving food. I think cake is very forgiving, actually. It's just brilliant, and it put some icing on the top of it, and you're good to go. It's good to go. So you got cake and chocolate. There's a theme here. There's a theme. Third thing I'm thankful for. I'll be honest, my bed. Last night I was a bit tired. Had headaches last night as I was coming off the medication, and I was very thankful to get into bed, lie down, and fall asleep, which happened quite fast. Excellent, which is good. One more for you. One more from me. Let me think. There's plenty of things to be thankful for, but when you put on the spot, it can be hard to think of them. We've done chocolate. I know that we've done chocolate. We've done cake. Yep. I'm thankful for. Do you know? I'm drawing a blank here. There's loads and loads of good things. I'm thankful for this table right now in front of me that I'm leaning on. Honestly, you don't have to think too hard. I'm thankful for a table works because otherwise you'd be putting pieces of paper on air. Yeah, and that doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. I've got all my papers neatly piles here on the table, and yeah, it's a simple thing, but yeah, I'm grateful for this table. Cool. I'm going to keep on going. I'm thankful for Jennifer Benson of the band Ignescent, who has not just allowed us to interview her and use her on the front cover of the magazine, which looks phenomenal, by the way. Every month it gets better. We're at the stage of really minutely fine-tuning and tweaking little tiny components that you may have no clue about, but we do, and we can see it, and it's brilliant. And she's really pushing the magazine with her fan base, which is cool, because she's a heavy metal singer. Excellent. I can hear a car. I really hope contained in that car right now is a box of chocolates. That'd be really cool. That would be really cool. Some nice chocolates. I could go some. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. Right, so would you like to talk about some news, or what would you like to do next? Would you like to talk about the show, the station? I've got some very interesting news stories here. You go for that. Okay, so you know how AI, there's a lot of concerns about it taking away jobs. Well, I've seen here a 250% surge in requests for people to fix AI's mistakes. So he's actually creating some jobs here. I saw some of this. AI is going to change the world. Yeah, it's going to create debt. Yeah, so various people like freelancers are now fixing flawed logos, perhaps rewriting articles, and fixing code that AI has written.
Yeah.
Lots of code that they have to unbug and fix these logos where there's, like someone's got 6 fingers or something. There'll always be this little thing that they have to tweak when it comes to AI graphics, written articles, and also code. Yeah. 250% surge in requests like that.
Well, this is the thing. AI is brilliant. It's perfect. It's flawless. No, it's human-made. Yeah. So it's going to go wrong. We've designed the perfect wheel. It's going to break. We've got this amazing new internal combustion engine. It's perfect. No, it's going to break. It's reality, people. We ain't perfect. We ain't making perfect stuff. And AI can be, if used appropriately and cautiously, can be very clever. However, it may not be.
And you may find yourself needing help from a human to fix what AI has created. 250% surge. I can't quite get my head around that number.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I wonder what the costs on that are. Does it say?
It doesn't say. No, it just goes into the number of jobs being created as a result of AI.
Yeah, we're going to have AI. Everyone's going to lose their jobs, and now we need 1 billion% more computer programs to fix all the mistakes.
Yeah, it's funny.
If you trust something that you have no control over to create complicated interactive things that require people to understand and be able to interact with it, it's going to go wrong.
It is, yeah.
I mean, take a set of instructions. Okay, take a set of instructions for building a table with 5 components. That can be very complicated. You've got a flat bit and 4 legs. You stick it all together, you got yourself a table. Unless it doesn't work, and unless somebody forgot that actually in what you assume is obvious really isn't.
Yeah, those instructions, they're always just awful. Whoever writes these instructions, like if you pick up a Lego manual, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Lego's very good.
They are. Lego. You know exactly what you've got to do.
IKEA's got very good. They weren't always... I didn't always necessarily understand. Put point A into point B. I have no point A and I have no point B. I've got a D and a G. Yeah, that'll work. No, that's not right. Yeah, it wasn't always flawless. In fairness, they've got better over the years, as you'd expect.
That was on an earlier episode of Friends when they were building furniture, had this leftover piece. Yeah. So they just chucked it into a flower pot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Just get rid of it. It's problem solved, isn't it? If you can't see it, it's out of harm.
Yes. I've got another interesting story to do with tech. Do you know what the most stressful game is? A popular video game out there. Do you know what the most stressful one is? No, though I wonder if they might have tested that. The most stressful...
Prince of Persia?
No, Mario Kart.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have gone there.
No, they tested 16 very popular video games that people play, and the most stressful one was Mario Kart. They measured people's beats per minute and everything, and this one turned out to be the most stressful.
Yeah, I think what it is, you need to have the rainbow, like, is it one of the...
The star.
The star, that's it. You need the star, because what the star does is let you drive like you think it should drive. I read this once. Well, all that does, the star on Mario Kart, is it lets you drive like you think your car is supposed to drive.
Well, we were talking about this. Why is it Mario Kart so stressful? There's much more intense video games out there, more for the...
There really are.
Yeah, but the thing about Mario Kart is it's so unpredictable, it's so varied, they've got all these different weapons. The idea being that anyone can play it, and you could just as easily win or lose based off what weapons and items you get, because it is essentially just a driving game. But any other driving game doesn't have these little weapons that suddenly pop out of nowhere.
I did see a go-kart track somewhere, and they had not the whole thing, okay, but they had, I said this to Peter last week, they had some of the elements from Mario Kart, like you could go a bit faster for a little while or what have you, and I thought that was really clever, and it was kind of themed. I don't know if, I presume they had the law to do this, they'd check with Mario, Nintendo, but yeah, it was fascinating. The whole thing was actually themed around it. So you could be in the red car like Mario or the green like Luigi, and you had these little zippy things and all the rest of it, and power ups. So I loved it.
They have banana peels to put on the road.
I think there were, which I think slowed you down rather than made you slip and die, which would be not very good for liability.
Health and safety and all that.
Yeah, insurance would be costly if you were dying on the track.
Yeah, I just found it amazing that they tested 16 different games on various participants and found that Mario Kart was the most stressful. I've always thought of Mario Kart as being a really simple family game, but apparently the most stressful.
Would have agreed with you. Apparently we're wrong.
And I guess I can understand it, but I suppose it depends how seriously you play Mario Kart. I play it very relaxed because you could end up first, you could end up last, just because of a few odd chances.
You get blown up a few times, you ain't winning.
Just in case people don't know, Mario Kart is just a racing game that you play originally on a Wii. No, not originally. DS?
No, keep going back.
Really? Okay.
Way past.
I thought it came later because you had originally Mario with the walking, but then Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't know when it first. I think it was pre the Nintendo Wii. I'm pretty sure it was before.
Yeah, yeah. It was on a DS. I think it might have been on PlayStation at some point.
I think it's a Nintendo. No, hang on, Mario Kart. It? Mario Kart history. How many M's are there in Mario? Mario Kart game. See, this is like on the go
research.
I can't spell. There we go. Mario Kart game history. So let's have a look down here. 1992.
Oh, wow.
So it's been on the go for quite a while. Of course, if we read it on the internet, we know it's going to be true. Let's just go into there. Always correct.
I love the film and how it brings out elements of the Mario Kart game.
Oh, I see. I love that. We've got that DVD. I need to watch that again.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go through down to the history. It's going to be 19-something, isn't it? Nathan says Mario Kart is one of my favourite games. Tetris is way more stressful.
I would agree. Tetris is way more stressful.
I'm trying to find the history. Like, when did it start? In 1992. It launched with Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo system, the SNES.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah. It was just an early version of the Wii, really, in many respects, from Nintendo. And yes, there you are. It's got 17 games, apparently. 8 on home consoles, 3 on handheld-only consoles, 5 arcade games co-developed with another company, 1 for mobile phone, and apparently it's upwards to 200 million copies of the game have been sold.
Wow, it's popular.
That's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think we've got that one in Mario Kart 8. Is that what we've got?
Yes, that's the most recent iteration, isn't it?
Iteration? I don't know. No, Mario Kart World 2025. That's a bit more recent.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
Than 2014. I like Mario Kart. I really do. I quite like it sometimes. Very rarely I'm not allowed to. We turn off all the weapons, then it's just down to driving. And I often win those.
Well, it's less stressful, I suppose, but not much happens. It's kind of like playing, I don't know, Gran Turismo or something
but what
similar.
does happen is I tend to win.
Not always, if I recall.
With the weapons off.
We haven't done it in a while.
We'll have to do it with the weapons off and see how badly I can lose. I like Tetris, Nathan. I tried to be, once upon a time, an air traffic control officer, and I did pretty good, actually, the whole training thing. And what I discovered was I was failing on one part of the entrance kind of checking out. And I said, well, how do I do better? They said, well, you're just not very good at working out how to get things on a screen moving about. And I thought, I've got Tetris. That's all moving stuff. And I played relentlessly Tetris. I got very good. And I went back and did the same exams to be an air traffic controller. And I wiped the floor with this particular part, which is all about spatial awareness and what can go into what gap. And yeah, I absolutely believe Tetris got me through that part. Didn't actually fully get the job in the end. I would have liked it in some ways, probably not in others, so I'm quite happy that didn't happen. But yeah, I was failing badly until I played intensive Tetris, and it helped my spatial awareness so much that I actually passed one of the air traffic controller exams.
They should make that required training.
I think so.
And credit it to you.
I'll take the glory for that. That's absolutely fine. Can I get paid for that in some way? That'd be even better.
Some kind of royalty for coming up with the training. I don't know. Something.
I think so. A pound per hour spent on Tetris. That'd be all right. Right. What else we got?
Okay, this one's a little bit interesting. In California, a lot of shop owners are getting a bit upset with shoplifting and how the law doesn't help them. So there's a simple, interesting case here. If any shoplifting is done that's under £700 worth of stuff stolen, it's considered a misdemeanor, which doesn't really get them much of a penalty or anything like that. If it's over £700, then it counts as grand theft with much harsher penalties. What? So what shopkeepers have been doing is every single item is now being sold at £701. Well, that's the equivalent. It's $951. That means that if anyone steals any item, even if it's just a toothbrush or toothpaste or whatever, they will get grand theft if they are caught. So much harsher.
Well done,
penalties.
Shopkeepers. That's brilliant.
And so when
I was a shopkeeper, I'm absolutely in favour of that.
It works. I mean, it's just a simple thing. When people go to the checkout with their products, they're not going to spend £701 per item. They're going to spend what its normal price is. But since it's tagged as £701, it counts, and so therefore...
So there's a sale price, effectively.
Yes.
I'm all for that. I'll tell you why, because I used to run a shop, and shoplifting is a real issue, and it really does affect and hurt people. It's not, they're a big corporation. You take one of the biggest high street supermarkets, doesn't matter which one here in the UK, you steal from that, the board of directors probably aren't going to care. You're probably right. But here's the problem. They're going to pay so much money having to replace stuff, there'll be less people working for them. That's the reality of what happens. People actually do get laid off because the owner can't afford to pay the staff because of the losses. So when you say, it's a personless, faceless crime, no, it's really not. Somebody somewhere is going to be absolutely devastated by that.
Yeah, ultimately shoplifting is bad, and it does affect people. So this is one workaround that they've come up with. Just per every item, it's £701 or $951.
I think that's brilliant, and I absolutely approve.
You can have some kind of loyalty card system that when they can then go to the checkout, it's a normal, ordinary price, but that way, less shoplifting.
Yep, no, I totally approve of that one.
There are similar instances where lots of people have had to lock up simple everyday items, just have to lock them up because they're being stolen. It's a real shame.
It's a major issue. We've got the same problem here in the UK. There is so much shoplifting. People are actually saying we're going to have to go out of business soon. That's how much they've lost, and they just are not the police service is just not capable of meeting that anymore. They just don't have the hours for the officers to sort it out more often than not, and that's wrong. I'm not going to go into that lot, but yeah, I approve of that method of doing things.
Yeah, just taking it into their own hands, found a solution. If it works,
there's always a workaround. It's like saying, well, it's not a really, really bad crime. It's just a little crime. No, it's a crime because you're stealing from someone. I remember when I was living with some folks back in the mid-90s for a year, and we got burgled. And we were violated, and that's the thing. You have to go through an emotional, traumatic experience. Somebody you don't know has been going through your stuff, and you feel violated. And shoplifting is no different. You still have that same sensation. It's not very pleasant. Right, what else we got?
Something more positive, maybe.
Something more positive than
this is positive. Okay, there was an asteroid which safely passed Earth. I think it was on the 4th of September, so that was yesterday. It was about the size of a commercial plane, and it apparently passed 135,465 miles. So pretty safe. Apparently, if it had have hit Earth, it would have been a city killer. They would have classed it as. So fine. A big rock. And it flew past, so everyone is safely unaware of it.
So something we didn't know about, that we didn't see, hear, or know of any way, didn't cause any problems, and we're none the wiser.
Yes, I am aware of the humour of it.
I love that.
It's positive, isn't it?
Well, it's very positive. I am thankful for news stories like that make me smile. Something you didn't know about, didn't see, didn't hear, didn't feel, didn't have any consideration for whatsoever, made no difference to your life.
Absolutely, that is pretty much most news stories, though, isn't it?
But someone got paid to write that.
Yep.
I love that.
And so, I mean, to be fair, that's NASA's job, isn't it? They've got all these satellites; they can track rocks, and if they were coming close enough to Earth, they would know. I suppose it does show that they have some pretty cool tech.
Here's the thing: if that meteorite or whatever had been heading towards hitting a country and a city, exactly what do they think was going to happen? We don't have Armageddon. We can't send people off to go and blow it up. That's just, apart from being fanciful movies, it's just not real.
No, I mean, basically, it wouldn't help us. Ignorance is bliss. If you don't know that the rock's about to hit you, you can't do anything about it. So,
no, exactly right. Right. Any more?
There are more, but I think we should get into birthday stuff, shouldn't we?
I think we should get onto birthday stuff. So, what can we talk about birthdays? We've got nothing to show and tell.
Well, there's the thing behind you.
Well, there's the... Oh, hang on. I can do that. Right, if you're watching on Facebook... there we go. Right. You got a full screen with me on it. And a happy birthday banner, which is very cool.
What's really cool, though, is those balloons survived from last year. We recycled and reused.
Did we recycle it or repurpose?
Well,
what's the difference?
It's not really repurposed because it's used for exactly the same thing.
We just didn't... Yeah, but recycling thing, that's like we strip it, make it again.
Oh, yeah. Well...
I'm curious now.
We just didn't waste it.
Reused?
Reused, yeah.
Reduced, reused, recycle. We reused.
Yep. So therefore, less waste, and we're looking after the environment.
And we're awesome.
Absolutely.
So 2 years on Monday. So you started the proceedings at 12 p.m. So just run through, what was the beginning for us then? Do you remember going back 2 years? I mean, it's not that far. Do you remember? I was sweating. I remember sweating. Will anybody like this? Will they hate it? I just don't know.
1st of September 2023. I remember we were all gathering around the, what would it have been? Either a computer or a mobile phone with it coming through.
Yeah.
Because we'd been planning up to that point. We had it all scheduled so we know what songs were coming.
Yes.
And we were able to monitor it on our logs, but it was all very much new to us. So we were a bit...
Will it work?
Exactly.
Will the space line continue and break?
And we made it available on socials, the new link. It was all brand new stuff, and we didn't have any set shows at that precise moment. We had some plans for when those shows were coming in, but at that moment the schedule was completely blank and it was just music.
I do remember, if you go to the front page of our website, pure247radio.org, there's a thing that says on air listen now. That we designed, that we've never changed, and I don't want ever to change that. I don't care what happens to the station. I want that to remain exactly as it is, because it's consistent. The logo, that's been tweaked. Some of the slogans, they kind of modified over time. But that picture, on air listen now, I don't want that to ever change.
Fair enough.
Because it's absolutely the beginning. It's where it started, which I really, really like.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
really do. Right. What else can we talk about birthdays? T-shirts.
Yes.
T-shirts. If you go onto our website, pure247radio.org, pure247radio.org, you've got a link on the front page. But if you go to the shop, all right, it's got lots of stuff. At the very top, you'll see my homemade Andy B fridge magnet. You know how you have your kids come back from school and they make something and you stick it on your fridge? You can now have an Andy B art piece on your fridge. Designed exclusively by me for you. They cost £5 including postage, and it's just money into the bank, which means we can pay for what we have to do. No one gets paid here. We're all volunteers working 60 hours a week full time. So if you want to help us pay the bills, that's one thing you can do. Buy yourself a fridge magnet. And if I scroll down far enough and go to page 2, because there's lots of items now, keep going past the books and the hats and everything else, we then come to the T-shirts. Do you have a favourite that you'd like to talk about?
Do I have a favourite T-shirt? I quite like the far right corner one.
That one?
Yeah. It says, "This is my favourite T-shirt," as in a cup of tea, with a tea bag on the front of it. I love it.
Yeah, I like that one. I think that's quite funny.
Simple play on words. It's a T-shirt, and who doesn't like a cup of tea?
It's good. That one's available in black. Or what's the other colour called? It's got a special... This is like that white. It's not white, it's off-white. This is the purple one. That's the purpley purple. There's a purple that isn't. In fact, there's 3 purples that aren't, but this is purple.
Purple, as opposed to just purple.
Well, no, there's not. They look purple, but they're not.
Okay, fair enough.
So you like that one. See, I was thinking about it. I want to go to... I want the one that I designed.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so you can have an Andy B designed T-shirt, which we kind of nicked from one of our coasters, to be honest. This is a plain T-shirt, and it has a picture of a plane, actually a silhouette from the coaster. It's the same plane. It's a Spitfire. This is a plain T-shirt, and plain is spelled Plain. Now, I have been stopped so many times. Do you know there's a typo? You spelt it wrong. No, we haven't, because plain, Plain, is a play on words. It's funny. Well, I laugh, but people have said, do you know you spelt it wrong? It's the wrong word. No, it's correct. And we have that in yellow. We have that in a... what is that colour?
Cream?
No. Neutral.
Neutral.
Neutral. So is that like what cotton's supposed to look like?
I suppose it does have a very natural look to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I don't know what to say. It's not quite white. It's like a dirty white.
Well, if that's what cotton's supposed to look like, why is it when you have fluff in your belly button, it's always blue? What's that about?
Okay.
Anybody else find this? If neutral is supposed to be this kind of, what colour is that?
It's like
sandy colour.
You know when you get a piece of paper and you rub a tea bag on it, so it looks like a pirate's map.
A pirate's map. There you go. Apparently that's neutral. But if that's the neutral colour, why is it that you have a ball of cotton fluff in your belly button? It's always blue. What's that about? Like, shouldn't that be grey or whatever that is? Brown kind of.
Shall we move on?
Fair enough. What else would you like to talk about?
We talked about T-shirts. Did we mention the 20% off?
No, we didn't. No, we did not. So on our shop for this week only, finishes at midnight on Sunday. We got 20% off across the shop. So if you want to get yourself one of these cool brand new T-shirts, exclusive to us, by the way, nobody else is selling that stuff, only us. And it all goes into paying for the bills for what we do, which is about $3-4 grand a month or something. And that's what we need to keep the lights on. So it all helps. The magnet, oddly enough, is not 20% off, because that would be silly, because it's a donation, basically.
Brand new item as well.
It is a brand new item. But everything else is 20% off. So you can actually, do you know how there's this big thing? I mean, this is very stereotypical, but a lot of ladies would like to have a matching handbag and matching shoes. I've heard that phrase enough that I'm assuming it's true. Jo doesn't have handbags, never has. Right, she has a rucksack, much more sensible, I think. Anyway, but I've heard a lot of women say, well, I want my shoes to match my handbag. No, I get that. That's fine. Color coordinated. You can now fun coordinate. So you can buy the plain coaster and the plain t-shirt, or the recharging coaster and the recharging t-shirt. I like that. Why haven't we got this one as a t-shirt? I thought that'd be really funny.
A left-handed t-shirt.
That'd be good.
As opposed to a left-handed coaster.
Because then you can have matching coaster and t-shirt.
We could do bundles.
We could do bundles. Normally a bundle would be what? Coasters and placemats of the same design. We could just do a recharging recharging coaster with a recharging t-shirt.
Yeah, you could throw in a mug or something.
I think we can. We haven't got mugs.
That could be our next thing.
Mugs. Oh, are you a mug, Stephen? Right, okay. I think we're probably done. Thank you for joining us for that. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about the second birthday?
I think we've covered it all.
We've covered it all. Fair enough. I'm going to say goodbye to you and go to some music on the radio when I can find the right button. No, don't want those things. Don't want that. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. Right, we'll be back with you some more music on the radio in a moment. And if you're enjoying us on Facebook and YouTube, hello. We're going to say goodbye to you, and we're going to go into some more stuff. Stephen's going to leave and go downstairs and do other things, officey things. Sunday, we'll be live streaming again from 4 o'clock. We do the high-low game, myself and Jojo, every week. We do it live on Facebook and YouTube. This week, we'll be doing the same as a full house. All 5 of the original Berry Bunch will be in this studio all through the show, 3 till 6 on Sunday. Ta-ra a bit.